Do you want to learn how to do pull-ups correctly? I'm Dr. Morgan. I'm a physical therapist at OPAL Movement Therapy, and today we're going to break down how to perform pull-ups correctly. We're going to start with a bar-assisted pull-up today because it's the best way to learn how to do pull-ups really, really well with enough support to get stronger at them to carry over to a full pull-up on the bar. I love talking about pull-ups because they're an awesome strength exercise. You feel like an absolute badass when you do them, and they are really, really helpful to actually prevent neck and shoulder problems when done well. However, when performed incorrectly, they can lead to shoulder pain, neck pain, and if you're currently doing pull-ups and you have no idea what you should be feeling, this is the video for you. I actually have a dear client of mine who came to me one time and was like, Morgan, I have elbow pain when I do pull-ups. I've been doing CrossFit for years. It's really bugging me. We looked at his pull-ups, and he's doing pull-ups with his fingers, his pinkies in the air. And I was like, why are you doing that? Put your pinky down. 1 week later, he called me. He's like, I don't have elbow pain anymore. Years later, he has another friend who's like, yeah, I have elbow pain, man, when I do pull-ups. And he's like, let me see him. Had his pinkies in the air. So this is something super simple, but just correcting the grip on the pull-up has already taken care of elbow pain in a number of clients doing pull-ups. Same thing goes for shoulder and neck issues. So today, let's just learn how to do pull-ups really, really well from the beginning so that you can build strength and be able to do more reps, more load, etc. We're going to start with a bar-assisted pull-ups. It's the best way to learn, and it's scalable. So this is a Smith machine, but you can do this with a regular barbell on a rig. As far as the height of the bar, you want it to be around collarbone height. So if it's above your nose, it's too high. If it's below your chest, it's too low. Right around collarbone height. As far as your width, you're basically going to be just a little bit outside of shoulder width. You are going to hook grip it. A lot of times people try to suicide grip on a pull-up. We have thumbs for a reason, and our strongest grip is our hook grip, where the thumb wraps around. I already mentioned lovingly about my client who wanted to grip it like he was drinking tea. Nope, we want all 5 fingers wrapping around. So I'm going to start with my hands just outside of shoulder width, thumb is wrapping around. I'm going to step forward, and I'm going to have my feet in a little bit wider than shoulder width position. I am nice and vertical like the sides of this rack. I'm going to slide down, and now I'm perfectly upright underneath the bar. If I have my feet too far forward, I'll be hanging back like this, and it's going to become an inverted row, not a straight up and down pull-up. If I have them too back, I'll hit my head on the bar. And so I want to feel like my booty is right underneath my head, and I'm vertical like the sides of the machine. Now, the mechanics. In this position, you are going to relax and let your shoulder blades separate and hug your ears. Now, you are going to grip the bar. Imagine you're breaking the bar in half as you pull up, and your shoulder blades are coming together. You can do pull-ups solely focusing on what the shoulder blades are doing. So here, they're close together near the spine. As I come down, they're separating gradually. And now I feel a big stretch here in my lats. As I pull, the shoulder blades are coming together, and vice versa. The nice part about being bar assisted is I have my feet underneath me, so I can try not to use my legs at all, and that puts more work on my upper body. And then if I find myself starting to get sloppy, then I can actually push with my legs. Now those look good, but let me show you what we see a lot of times in the gym or in the clinic. We talked about the hand position, so correct hand position. And then one of the things we see is that instead of fully letting your shoulder blades separate, people stay a little bit active. So here, I'm already pulling my shoulder blades down when my arms are overhead, and the shoulder blades should actually be fully separated. So you don't want to start with your shoulder blades close together. You want to start with them maximally separated, and then you pull. The other cheat we see is when you go to pull, instead of pulling with the lat here under the armpit, people try to pull with their neck and their traps. So they shrug instead of pulling and rotating the shoulder blade down and together. Last but not least, at the very top, sometimes we see people get extra credit and throw their neck or their chin forward over the bar, that's just gonna put overuse into the neck muscle. So instead, my head is stacked on my torso. I have my grip. I'm squeezing equally with thumb and pinky. I'm fully hanging, letting my shoulder blades separate. Gradually, as I pull down with the lats, my shoulder blades come closer together. And then nice and easy on the way down, they fully separate. If I do 5 or 6 reps and then I'm getting tired and I feel myself starting to pull and shrug up, that's when I need to push with my legs more, okay? Those are the couple of the biggest cheats, and we love this because it puts you in a position to do it really well if you just take your time. And that's the big thing. You have to take your time and trust those tissues to lengthen at the bottom, let the shoulder blades float apart, and then really come together at the top. As far as how to incorporate this into your workouts, you could either do this rep-based or time-based. So a lot of times with our clients, a true strength building range is going to be somewhere between 6 to 8 reps. And so here, we might have them do 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps, and then we can make it harder by cueing them to not push with their legs as much, or we can then take this to a pull-up with a band for assistance hanging from a height, or eventually a full pull-up. But if you haven't mastered the shoulder movement and the right muscles on the bar-assisted pull-up, they're not just gonna magically show up when you go to a full pull-up. So it's really important that you learn it here. And we love this because pull-ups are hard, and as you fatigue, you can meet yourself where you're at and you can use your legs a little bit more. If you don't wanna worry about counting your reps, then we recommend doing this on like a 45-second timer, and you could get 4 sets, 45 seconds rest, and you could pair it with another exercise, throw it into your workout. But same concept, so really just tuning into what those muscles are doing. If you have questions like my client before about his elbow pain, if you're having shoulder pain with pull-ups, if you're having neck pain, please give us a call. You can text the number on the screen, or you can email us at info@opalmovementtherapy.com. We will happily look at form videos, we'll talk about it, we'll see if there's other things we need to work on, but we want you to be able to do pull-ups pain-free so you can build really good upper body and core strength. Last but not least, if you like this video, hit like, comment on it, ask questions, hit subscribe to our channel. We post here every week. We also post on Facebook and Instagram daily.